not huge, but I'd smoke him.
Missing an arrow.
There's not much better than a crisp September morning in Montana. But wait, let's rewind a little bit to how we got here. We loaded the truck and trailer up in Ohio and got on our way. But it wasn't very long until we ran into some issues. We blew a tire out and we're not even an hour into the drive. But Drake and Dad are fixing it now. John's down there. We'll be in good shape in no time.
Oh, you see that fish jump up? Sucker was huge. They're stopping at it too.
After a quick stop at Wall Drug, we made it to Montana with a little time to glass. After settling into camp, me and Drake hopped into the RZR and went off to explore some new ground.
I mean, he's not huge, but I'd smoke him. He's on public. And that's the field where we've seen those two other big ones. I think we just need to get in that creek bottom, find a good place where they're cutting through.
They're bedding in there, though. Should have brought a bow and made a move on that sucker. Seriously.
Dude, honestly, like, if we got in this shit... He's a shooter in my books.
He's a forky, dude.
He's a shooter in my books.
He's a shooter.
I'd let him have it.
Those ones over there are big.
Yeah. Is there one on the fence line right there? No. There's that elk.
There's that elk.
They're just up in those little freaking draws. We're gonna kill a muley, Jim.
Sure gonna try.
We just need to spot one bedded and work in on them. Wait.
Almost immediately, we found some muleys that were in a great spot for a stalk. So we ran back, grabbed the bow, grabbed the camera, and gave it a shot.
My sight to 65. I don't know. Not far. 80. How far is that? Yeah. How far? I'm on him. Yep. Big one. I'm on him. I'm not on him. Yeah. Fuck me. Son of a gun, dude.
I did not know that second one was there.
Did you hear me?
Yeah, I heard you right when you said it, and I got on him. He had no idea what was going on.
I was that close, dude. I drew back on the son of a gun.
We just got here, and you just drew
got
back.
here an hour ago and drove to a whole bunch of different properties of public land. Found a good one we liked that we saw a lot of mule deer on. Did a little glassing trip, and me and Drake decided we were gonna go out with not even half an hour left of light. And I had those two muleys. The first one I think caught me. He was more like 70, 80 yards, and then by the time I could range him, he was 100 yards plus. And then another one popped out that was just as big, if not bigger. 65 yards.
After a long day of travel and a blown stock, we were ready to eat supper and head to bed, knowing we still had 3 full days to hunt these muleys.
Oh, I can already feel it's better.
We're going after that one 200-inch muley. Big boy.
We're going after the big boy.
Our plan heading into day 2 was pretty simple. Dad and John were going to hop in the truck to go try a public track down the road, and me and Drake were going to stay to Glass where we had that encounter last night. It didn't take us long to find a buck, and me and Drake's first attempt at a stalk that morning was unsuccessful.
And well, I broke a stick.
Around lunchtime, we met back up at the camper and decided to team up for the afternoon. Almost immediately after getting out of the truck, we glassed 2 bucks that were on their way back to bed. We were able to watch one of these bucks bed down and make a game plan on how we're going to get close.
I think the bigger one's on the back side of the log. I can't really see it.
So do you think it, but with the wind blowing straight at their back, and us coming in from the side,
I'd probably just come straight at him.
straight at them?
I'd probably get a little bit past him. That dead tree's kind of in line with him. You get a little bit past, because he could swivel his head pretty hard this way.
Yeah.
Like when I went up to that tree, I was looking at his eyeball.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you come right there, he's going to catch you.
Right where that dead tree is, maybe 20 yards to the right.
Yeah.
And just belly crawl up until I can range find that tree, and it's about, I'd say about 40, 50 yards.
The way this property's set up is it was a giant bowl. Drake and John were going to stay up on the ridge to film and glass, and me and Dad were going to drop down into the creek bank to get a closer look. We were able to get within 80 yards of this buck fairly fast. Now it's just a matter of crawling through grass and cactus and waiting him out.
Smoked him. Go down, baby. Go down. Go down, baby. Go down, baby. He was a good one. I took a frontal. I saw blood on impact.
Yeah. Woo, baby. Yeah.
I mean, I took a frontal, I heard a pop, and I saw blood on impact.
Where's
So
the other guy?
I don't know, but he was pretty good.
Yeah.
He was real good.
He was looking right at us.
Dude,
Booyah,
what just
Jack.
happened, man?
Booyah, Jack. Missing an arrow.
You just how far
I
was
had my
he?
pin at 36.
36?
I mean, I crept, dude.
Yeah, I know. I kept seeing him look over. He knew something was here, but he didn't know.
Dude, I had to I wanted to just wait until he had no idea I was there and just stood up to move in bed.
Yeah.
But I was like, we're gonna be here for a couple more hours. Like, he might not stand up till this afternoon to go feed. So I was, you hear me on the mic going, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I just was creeping on my knees. And he finally looked over at me and put his ears forward. I drew back. He popped up. And I thought he was gonna run. So
He jumped up.
I took that frontal shot.
Frontal.
Heard a pop.
And I heard blood on, there is blood on impact. I saw blood pop out on impact.
That pop was loud. I mean, I heard it all the way up there.
It was like esophagus or lung.
Yeah.
I think that's I think that was a pretty lethal shot.
Arrows. I mean, he spun.
I think
How far was the arrow hanging out that you could see?
It was hanging out quite a bit.
3/4.
But I didn't hit anything hard in there. I mean, unless I hit his neck. But he was.
That's his bed.
Dude,
the back one.
I looked back the one time and then you were like, he stood up or something.
He did stand up. Did you guys see that?
He was there, and then he moved.
No, he was here when I shot him.
Okay, then
he was there.
He moved.
So, John and Drake were up on the ridge and they saw this buck where he went. Kind of. I had to take a frontal shot. John said he saw the arrow still in him when he went down to the creek, but it's spraying a little bit of blood right here. I think we're gonna follow the blood trail and go all the way through. Maybe sneak up on him and get another shot or see if he's expired yet. But we're gonna take this blood trail up down and see what we find. The buck made his way onto private property after about 3/4 of a mile, but we weren't done yet. We made our way into town and got a hold of the landowner. We were able to get permission for just the day. We just got permission from the landowner. That buck ran on private property this morning, so we got the permission over the phone. And we're heading in there now. We got permission for just a day, so if we don't come up with this buck today, we're just gonna have to see if we can lay eyes on him again tomorrow, or hope he's still alive. Feeling pretty good heading in though. After we made it onto that private property, we probably walked another mile or mile and a half on some decent blood, and then we lost everything, so we started to grid search. We never saw any birds or vultures that tipped us off in a direction, so we just checked the surrounding water sources and pretty much every nook and cranny of this other canyon. You know, I'll be the first one to say I feel terrible about that shot. I never wish that upon any animal. But we're only out here for 4 to 5 days, so you got to take the shot opportunities that are handed to you, and that's what I did. We still got 2 days left. All 4 of us still got a tag, so stick around for the next episode of Montana Muleys with Wild Time TV.